Drum beats for the Iroko, Professor Chinua Achebe, as people from all over North America converged on CARLTON University, Ottawa, to celebrate a literary giant and the father of African literary works.
Chinua Achebe, a great man. Chinua Achebe, rest in peace, my great father of Nigeria. Rest in peace, oh. Rest in peace, oh. Rest in peace, oh.
Alexander Watakiloka, Ebenenu Alexander, Ebenana Alexander, one Adime Alexander, Alexander. A minstrel known as Area Scatter, who plays Obo, was playing. So Chris Okibo shouted to Chinua Achebe across the lawn, "Chinua, come and see a real poet. We are wasting our time."
His Igbo town, Ogidi, in southern Nigeria, literally came alive in Canada as the drum beats and the melodious sound of the flutist took his kingsmen down memory lane.
Ugonabo, Ekanemi, Keneven and Melifa, Ikemba, Ikejimba, Wamronama, Adia Melo, Ghana, Jidekwakiji. Oga dele mma oke mmanwu na-ewu ewu dada nwa ọnọna ndụfọ nwa eziokwu ji anya nka enejele eti nkịta dị lenu n'uche ọ dịka ọ na-ararụ ụla ọ daghịli ọmụ anya ọkụzụ daa ebube ọ dịka ọ nyụrụ anyụ agbara ụzọ owere mgba ọ ga-echi ana echebe na Ogidi ịmanụkwere nna jai ode dị Igbo egwu nwaka ibie oke nwa idere ala akwụkwọ izizi ụwa kwelu ofu ngwulu nwe oke ọkwa mana ọra obodo ka ọ na-akpọte Chinọrụmọgụ Ogidi mụtali ọ dịla ụwa mma mbido bụ ọgaranya ọ bụrụ ụlọ ọ bụla afụfụ Ugonabọ ikwu na ibe si na nke anyị bụ ụlọ Chinua jidekwa ka iji ebe ọbụla isi ojii nọ fa na-agọrọ gị ọfọ si ọnwa egwu Chinai ike ji mba ị ga-anọrọ anyị nwa na ana nwa anya na ana onye ofu okwu onye nwere inwere mmadụ ike ji mba aka anyị deme 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 Chinua na-akpọ ọfala kpọrọ anyị o Chinua na-akpọ ọfala chọba anyị o Ogidi ya dịba Nigeria o anyị Igbo ọrọbele ije ekene m unu ekene m unu ekene m unu ekene zuo m unu ka Igbo bịa ebe a otu akpata igi aja vekwe Ogilige egwu nwoke wefamuta oyinwe osu kilija mma ọkanganga okilija aja ya mma ugoraja mma go mama.
In the evening, mother called me down to her heart. She said, lay upon my bosom and say a few prayers. Then she told me to go forward, never looking back. The spirits are with you and you will never fail. And so I go into the world, into the deeps, into the wild. In the marketplace I dance, the and no matter I was dancing. 7 jumps, 7 wriggles, 7 carries, 7 nuts, 7 lives, that's what I've done. I'm an African boy over sea and over land, over mountains, I'm in the wild. I'll be brave and I'll be strong, I'm an African.
The organizers, the Institute of African Studies, CARLTON University, and the Nigeria High Commission Canada gave brief introductory remarks to remind the audience why honor is being given to whom it is due.
It is because Chinua Achebe, whom we call the Iroko, name of the phenomenal African victory, had remained upright throughout his highly creative life, that we have gathered here tonight from all walks of life.
We had the pleasure and honor of having Professor Achebe with us for many, many decades. So tonight isn't a lament for the passing, that's a celebration of his life. And I think this is great thanks to Dr. OTIONO, NUBIA, Dr. Adesami, the staff of the High Commission of Nigeria and the greater Nigerian community for putting together, I think, a wonderful celebration.
Gatherings like tonight's, help us to remember the great contribution of Africa to world affairs, going back centuries and continuing now. And also the great example that Africa's own struggles over the last 5 decades or 6 decades to articulate itself and its own traditions and heritage, etc., is a struggle that Canadians share as well.
It is time to sit back and enjoy the evening as creative minds in Canada gave the audience a taste of the condiments in their creative pot of diversity, all in honor of the phenomenal African big tree, Iroko, Chinua Achebe.
And I come from a place where mothers go to battle each day with a baby strapped across their backs. Another still clinging from their breasts. This is child care at its finest. A place of street businessmen who don't need a white collar to make deals. They sign contracts with handshakes. Shirtless, sometimes shoeless, they will show you how to make money, and you will find anything in these streets. From hubcaps to toilet seats, it's been said. If you leave home naked, find yourself caught in the gridlock traffic of Lagos roads, they will have you dressed. Boardroom sharp briefcase in hand between the mainland and the island, and I come from a place of jaw-dropping mansions and face-me-I-face-you rooms, where a child hawks goods in the blazing sun next to an air-conditioned Mercedes-Benz. There are dichotomies here. With abject poverty chewing at the seams that bind us, but we are the same people who built a city on water, who bent fire and metal to give you art, built empires before the world's first breath. Check your textbooks. Better yet, check your encyclopedias, read between the lines. You will find us there. You will find us everywhere. Every continent, every climate, every country speaking Portuguese, French, Italian, and they call us uncivilized. And we can show you how to perfectly pair your caviar and wine, but still get down fingers deep in a plate of pounded yam. And I come from a place where the world's best storytellers first spoke, who taught you that you must set forth at dawn. Be no longer at ease with that thing around your neck before things fall apart. So when you ask me where I come from, there are things that I want to tell you that are more colorful than my green passport, things that are heavier than the failed explosive cradled in Mutalab's underpants, things that are more creative than a well-crafted 419 email. You will never understand who I am until you know exactly where it is that I come from. Thank you.
I was born into a tribe of intellectual individuals, genuine geniuses encrypted in our genes. We have been genetically modified to spit precious stones and gems like storytelling griots against genocide. And those that choose to generalize Nigerians as the scum of the earth, you can judge this. We've been silenced for far too long. Our lips have been sealed shut for generations by guilt. Guilty for the sudden influx of frequently bouncing fraudulent checks. Check your email, go check your credit report. We stand tall like solid stone statues, sculptural figures being caressed, harassed at airports. Consequences of carrying a green Nigerian passport with a coat of arms stamped on our foreheads, stamping our passports, entry denied, visa rejected, visa rejected, visa rejected. I was born into a tribe of intellectual individuals. Genuine geniuses, encrypted in our genes. We single-handedly generated more movies than Hollywood over a period of 6 months. But yet the producers of District 9 would depict Nigerians as alien pimps, pimping prawns, cracking open alien exoskeleton like prawn crackers ingesting raw. Hackers, hired by banks to find flaws in the system. If there are flaws in the system, we will find them, exploit them, tell our friends, tell our Ghanaian friends, and then maybe report them. We were born busy bumbling bees, making business out of nothing. Notoriously known for tongue-twisting orgasmic tricks, we be tapping skins like African drums. Run, run like you've never run before. False poets and prophets be calling upon our gods, sending prank text messages to ancestral beings in order to sound deep, deeper than the roots of the great baobab tree, singing, chanting, blasphemous lyrics with a lack of melanin, Yemaya, Oshun, Obatala, Shango. Be careful. You may never know the consequences of your actions until those spirits decide to talk back. You see, some uncles were walking backwards since he heard that thunderous clap. I was born into a tribe of intellectual individuals. Genuine geniuses encrypted in our genes. We have been genetically modified to spit precious stones and gems like storytelling griots against genocide. And those that choose to generalize Nigerians as the scum of the earth, judge this.
I wanted to pay tribute to a great writer and someone who was like a granddad to me during our stay in the US between 2011 and 2012, so around when I was 12 and 13. My dad worked directly with him at PRATT University, and I had the privilege of visiting him many times. And what I really remember about him was his soft smile, and every time I saw him, he always asked me how I was doing. And this poem is my celebration to someone who's a role model and inspired me every day. And he continues to inspire me. Now I'm reading off of this paper because I wrote this poem recently, and so bear with me. I am a storyteller tonight, and my story anchors on a man who changed the lives of many. He was the oracle of a generation, and it is at this occasion that I make this dedication to him. You do not have to be a professor to enjoy his work, because his words leave drumbeats crackling against your skin. You do not have to be a literary critic to have his words stitching memories into your brain. I mean, I was 13 and now I'm inching on 14, a zip-covered teen, when I read that AKINLOLU died. And I cried. Tears that left sour traces trickling on my face as I flipped page by page. And I threw the book across the room because how could an author do that to his audience? And anyone can feel Okokwa's pain because all of us want to look strong. Things fell apart and the center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loose upon the world. And I mean, the world was shaking and praying that it was not true, that this great man, this rooted tree had fallen. But he is still standing. He is a genius of our time. And I can't believe I talked to him. When I met him, I had read Things Fall Apart 3 times, going on 4. I had witnessed the trials of a nation enclosed in a paperback book. I expected a demanding figure, one that ordered attention, and he sure did that. Because at the time I knew him, when he spoke, a dime could be heard dropping in the room. His soft words left me trembling in awe and respect. So even though the Iroko seems to have fallen, he will never be forgotten. And now I understand, I fully comprehend what it means to be a storyteller. Because in every one of his work, beautiful stories were told. And it seems that this is the end of another one. But surely his name lives on. So rest in peace, my literary hero. Rest in peace, Ugonabo. Rest, rest, rest in perfect peace.
Upendo. 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 Upendo halisi. Upendo uliokamilifu. Eti, upendo uliokamilifu. Upendo halisi. Ndiyo. 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 Upendo kamili. Kwa njia gani? Kwa namna gani? Kivipi? Kwa umbo gani? Mimi sielewi. Lakini ninao, unao, anao.
His work mirrored the society. The critics often say that he was located in the late 19th century, that is around 1890. That was when colonization came to Nigeria. But actually, Chinua Achebe never left home without his pen, without his notebook, and everywhere he went, he chronicled everything everybody said. He wrote them down like he was in a classroom. And when he wrote his book, he transcribed it unadulterated.
Please, please, please. It's a man's world. I got you bewildered. I won't plead no more. You're mine. You're mine. I'll never, never let you go. You made me love you. It was you. There must be a reason. You got the power. Try me, prisoner of love. Thank you very much.
Nakupenda, chale nakupenda sana. I love you in Swahili. As we jump the broom together, we move into higher heights of meditation. Pure and utter supplication to the God of love and light. Aforinginaya, Aforinginaya, Aforinginaya. I love you in Igbo. Forgiving like Biafra, forgetting like Nigerian. Politicians leave the past in the past and set our eyes on the future. Yabotanda, like Nelson Mandela, the famous Madiba. I love you in Osa. You can lock us behind bars in an island for many years, but the world will call for our freedom. Crowds will gather by the millions from deep inside the deserts to right beside the sea, carrying picket signs that read, hey, Ana Behibik, Jetam Mashari, Mohabbat in Urdu, Anikala Kunki, Uwata Shallo, Uwata Hallo, Iwani baby, Iwani baby, Iwani money, Ifefu.
Thank you very much.
From the Canadian capital city, Ottawa, I'm Joy Usiago, NTA News.